Namaste, namaskaram, vanakkam, namo namaha, jai Ganesha. Please visit our website at classicalyoga.org, and there is a donate button if you would like to help us out. And please stand up for the Hindu, yoga, religious, spiritual, scientific, philosophical lifestyle. It's all of those things. Today's podcast, Summa Iru, Maunavakya, Moksha, Kaivalya, Samadbhi, summa cum laude or laude, magnum cum laude, cum laude. Summa Iru is Tamil. Tamil and Sanskrit are the oldest languages of the Hindu yoga dharma. Perhaps equally ancient. There's controversy over which one is older, but equally ancient. And remember, as a Hindu family, Harihara Ekarupa Guna Shila. We are a Hindu family, Saiva Vaishnava Shakti, the three. Let us bring north and south, east and west under the umbrella of the Hindu family. This is actually Purnima night in February. And looking out early in the morning at the beautiful full moon, this is what it means to be an Hindu. Remember, folks, doesn't matter if we use the H or not. Hindu. Hindu is moon. But it is also river. And it is also the bindu, and also the soma nectar. Hindu, Chandra, moon. Sarid, river. The bindu, the red dot, the kumkum, that many Hindus wear. The earth elements, and representing the rising sun, if you will, the red dot in the morning. And the soma nectar of bliss, the ananda, that resides within all of us. From the Rig Veda, Hindu, samudra idyarti vayubhir. Fellow Hindu, with the support of the breath, grab a hold, idyarti, of the cosmic ocean within. Hindu, samudra idyarti vayubhir. So we are Hindus, and we have many synonyms. The first written word, of course, is ritta, synonymous with dharma and order. Ritta dharma. And our original scriptures, the Vedas and the Agamas, Vedic dharma, Agama dharma. And our lifestyle, yoga dharma. And Sanatan dharma, understanding the eternal nature that is life itself. Later, Brahmanism, Hinduism, the Hindu religion, Sabeka Sarva Ekam. Now, who knows what discoveries one is going to find in the future? But for now, we know about the Indus River Valley, the Valley of the Indus. And this word became also a constellation, the constellation Indus. The river valley, Indus. Thus the people and their practices, the Indus or the Hindus. So let's go way back, and perhaps we were there. For Hindus do believe in samsara or reincarnation. Sitting by this river valley, perhaps on a Purnima, a full moon night, sitting there looking into the river, we see the reflection of the full moon, developing the concept of Maya. Things are not always as they appear, the illusory nature that is life itself. So we worship this moon. Remember, worship means to respect and to revere. And included in that is also knowing what to avoid. For example, the power of the sun. We know when to stay away from the sun and its power, and also equally when to worship the sun for its life-giving properties. So in that sense, Hindus truly worship everything. So we worship the moon, Chandra. We're sitting by the river. We worship the water, the fresh water, the ocean water, the samudra, the cosmic ocean within. And then we worship the earth, sitting on Bhume Mata. Maybe take a little bit of red earth, if you will, or red clay, and put it between the eyes, the earthiness. It becomes the mark of the Hindu, the Bindu, from the Rig Veda. Puram Bindu Vajri Parush Tutaha. Ancient Bindu Hindu, soulful warrior. Puram Bindu Vajri Parush Tutaha. And the red dot, also symbolic of the red dot at Ushatkala, at dawn, the first glimpse of the sun, Surya. So we worship the sun, Surya. Putting on the red dot, we close our eyes and we look for that moon glow within. So we have the moon on the outside and on the inside. We have the rivers on the outside, and then the river of Shakti, or energy, that flows within all of us. And we have the sun on the outside, and we put the red dot, and we have the sun on the inside, or the Atmana, the inner light. And then the feeling of bliss, the summa, the nectar of bliss, ananda. Hence the inner essence, the Atmana. That which is not our mind, temporarily inhabiting a body, mind, and emotions, but a reality of an inner experience of pure existence, pure energy, light, bliss or love. Sat, Chit, Ananda, Jyoti, Shakti, Ananda, Shanti. Bringing all of these elements together, the earth and the water, the fire, the air, the moon, the sun, our fellow Hindus, creates a sense of peace, a stillness of mind. Summa iru, still being, or being still. Later in the Sanskrit, Mauna Vakya Parabrahman. Imagine what it took to create a fully developed language. Talk about humans being able to work together. So when Sanskrit was developed, the word Brahman was used to express this greater source of Satchidananda, this greater source of pure existence, pure energy, light, heat, bliss, warmth, love, of which we are all an individual, or jivatma, spark, if you will, from the big fire of Brahman. The neuter term for the greater forces of reality, of energy and light, heat, warmth, which translates into the human emotion of love, a warm experience, bliss, ananda, satchit, ananda. Hence, Hindus developed the understanding of this yoking process of our body, mind, and emotions to this inner essence. Hence the Sanskrit, Tamil, Hindu neuter term, yoga, yogam, to join, to yoke, Y-O-K-E, yuj, the body, mind, and emotions, to the Atmana, the individual, Jivatma, and then be absorbed in a greater source, Brahman. Hence, yuj Atman Brahman cha. So as Hindus, our lifestyle became yoga, to experience the inner essence, or Atmana. Hindu, yoga, Atma. Hindu, samudra edyarti vayu bhir. Yoge samana parivam sapta shravato ratogat. Through the processes of yoga, yoge, the many yogas, karma, bhakti, raja, jnana, hatha, mantra, japa, nara, nata, kundalini, one finds their tranquil inner nature within this body temple. Yoge samana parivam sapta shravato ratogat. To what end? To experience the Atmana. Vidmahitva sahasras Atman. Give us this knowledge of Atma Darshana. So the concept of dharma, duty, dri, what's holding us together, figuring out what holds us together as individuals, as communities. This is the very birth of in general, the religious process. Religio religare is this linking process of people trying to just figure out how to get their act together, if you will, to make it through any one lifetime. These unifying experiences induce a sense of peace, shanti, and calm, being still, summa iru. Later, when the 6 orthodox systems of Hindu philosophy were developed, one of which is the Yoga Darshan of the Saiva Hindu Guru Patanjali, he speaks of the chitta vritta nirodha, having a calm mind, which is the outcome of the practices, of the lifestyle. This is what brings an ultimate sense of liberation, kaivalya, actually the last pada or section of the Yoga Sutras. This liberating experience after having gone through the stages of life, the many joys and sorrows that life produces. Liberation, kaivalya, into the absolute stillness. Purushartha sunyam. Remember, it was the Hindus who developed the concept of zero, sunyam, which is the goal of liberation, to be into the no-thangness. Sanskrit. We also use the word moksha, freedom. Freedom, liberation, which is only achieved as the end goal. Through doing the work, working through this process, this yoga, this Hindu lifestyle, to bring a sense of freedom, moksha, kaivalya, liberation, and calm wisdom, samadhi. Being still, summa iru. Mauna vakya para brahman. With all of our other important duties, dharmas in life, the supreme param one is to realize the Brahman experience that is beyond speech. In an oxymoronic way, silent speech, mauna vakya para Brahman, summa iru, moksha, kaivalya, samadhi. The inner experience of love, light, and energy that leads to the ultimate shanti. That which transcends the body, mind, and emotions. Yatovacho nivartante aprapyas manasa saha. That experience is beyond speech. It's even beyond the very mind that seeks to comprehend it. Hence atmana, not the mind. So how do we as humans achieve these common goals of enlightenment, if you will, inner realizations, imaginations, dreams, peace, love? By following a tradition, a path, a way. Hence the birth of the religious process, the relinking process. Trying to understand who we are, where we came from, where we're going, what our purpose of life is. And perhaps an ultimate purpose of realizing the inner essence that brings us together as humanity, this inner essence of love and light and energy. Hindus call it the Atmana. In English, others refer to it perhaps as the soul. This inner experience that is fleeting, if at all, but becomes more and more tangible as one continues in this process. So as we look at the full moon on this Purnima night, this beautiful white moon representing the inner glow, the inner moon, the Chandra within. And then quickly we also see the red dot as the sun begins to quote-unquote rise. And we realize that the moon and the sun are always there, but we don't always see them. Why? Well, they're obstructed by the movements of the planets, the movement of the earth. Hence, when we do a full moon kata for the Purnima, the full moon, we say, Purnamida Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamiva Vashishyate. Though the moon is full, and sometimes we see it in partiality, and though we're seeing it in partiality, the fullness always remains, does it not? The moon is always there, we just don't always see it. The sun is always there, we just do not always see it. So too, this inner essence, the Atmana, perhaps soul to others, is always there, but we do not always perceive it. Why? It must be obstructed by something. This is why, as Saiva Hindus, we put on the holy ash of Vibhuti, the 3 lines representing the burning up of greed, anger, and lust, lobha, krodha, kama. So we counter these with dana, dayadvam, damyata, by giving, by compassion, and by control. For just a little reflection shows that when we are greedy and angry, and lusty, meaning excessive desire for anything, it is really obstructing the experience of that inner essence of pure love and light and energy. Thus we adopt a certain lifestyle that helps us to one degree or another, eradicate this greed and anger and lusty behavior, excessive desire for anything. This then all leads to summa iru, that being still, that moksha, that freedom, that kaivalya liberation, that samadhi, the calm wisdom, the outcome of all the previous effort. Just like graduating, and perhaps graduating with distinction or praise, laude or laud, cum laude, with praise, with distinction, or perhaps magnum cum laude, with great distinction or praise, or summa cum laude or laude, with the highest praise or distinction. Notice that the Latin word laud, laudable, means not only distinction but praise, worship, devotion. Really the secret ingredient of life. Without devotion, we won't really accomplish anything very well. This then leads to the understanding of praise and devotion in the sense of highest praise, great praise, with praise, meaning that there was work involved. Hence, the first step is the work. So in order to achieve this highest state, the path is basically, for us as humans, to try to our utmost to be ethical and honest. For when we are not, the mind is naturally disturbed, anything but a calm mind. And in the worst aspects of our unethical behavior, it can land us in prisons or prisons of our own making. So the first step is to strive to be honest, to be ethical. Hopefully we were taught this as children by our parents. And then to exercise full-on devotion to whatever we choose to do. And then deepen that in concentration, which is the meaning of the word meditation. And keeping up this process will lead to a culmination, an enlightenment experience, if you will, an ongoing enlightenment, epiphanies, realizations, as we go through the various degrees of life, and keep repeating the cycle. Understanding life in general, using English, the EDMI process, ethics, devotion, meditation to enlightenment. Keep repeating the process. This can be found in life in general, and certainly if one chooses to follow any of the religious paths, one can clearly see these 4 steps as well. To be respected in their specifics. For example, for those of us that follow the Hindu yoga, religious, spiritual, scientific, philosophical lifestyle, this EDME becomes karma yoga, bhakti yoga, raja yoga, jnana yoga. And to the Tamils, charya, kariya, yogam, and jnanam. All this leads to summa, being still, the quiet mind. To moksha, to kaivalya, to samadbhi, to mauna vakya parabrahman. So if we wish, desire to achieve summa, moksha, kaivalya, samadhi, enlightenment, summa cum laude, the highest praise, the highest distinction. Agnimile, praise the fire. The first word of the world's oldest surviving scripture that is still followed by countless individuals, the Rig Veda. Rig means to worship. Veda means a passion to know. No worship. No worship, no enlightenment. No worship, understand worship. Enlightenment. Praise the fire, Agnimile. Fire's life. We live on a fire planet. We exist because of the moon and the big ball of fire, the sun. Hindu. Moon, Chandra, Shiva. The rivers of life, Sari, the Matajis. Surya, the sun, Vishnu. And the soma nectar, the bliss within, the Atmana. In general, using English, of course, just strive to be ethical, devoted, meditative, or concentrated. Repeat the process, and your life will be rather successful. Follow your chosen way. To us as Hindus, remember we are Hindus, and we live this classic Hindu yoga, religious, spiritual, scientific, philosophical lifestyle, karma yoga, bhakti yoga, raja yoga, jnana yoga, to reach Atma Darshana. Hindu samudra ediyarthi vayubhir. Yoge samana parivam sapta shravato ratogat. Vidmehitva sahasras atman. Fellow Hindus, karma, bhakti, raja, jnana. This is the way to nirvana. Chariye, kariye, yogam, and jnanam. This is the same as we just told you. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. How many times do we have to tell thee? All of yoga is sanatan dharma. This is Hinduism. Watcha karma kanda, upasana kanda, jnana kanda, om. Tat, sat, chit, ananda. From the no-thingness, the summa, the kaivalya, moksha, samadhi, tat, of which we cannot speak. We blossom out the Big Bang of creation into Sat Chit Ananda, pure consciousness, pure existence, pure energy, sound energy, Om, light energy, Jyoti, heat energy, which becomes the human emotion of bliss or Ananda, Sat Chit Ananda. To our fellow human beings, the animals, the planet. Love, light, and energy, Om, this are we with emotions, mind, and body. Do the work to just be, summa. Om Shanti.